If the YouTube algorithm is correct, you probably came across this video searching for an easy way to make some money, and probably without leaving the comfort of your home, am I right? Well, sorry to disappoint, but today we're gonna talk about hard work and making some real money from video games. The idea of earning money from playing video games has probably crossed the mind of every gamer at some point in their lifetime. After all, we spend so much time in those virtual worlds, and even if a fraction of that time was to earn us some cash on the side, it would over time accumulate to earn a sizable sum, right? Well, not exactly. Even though it is possible to make some money from playing games, it isn't as fun as you would think, and more often than not, it involves some questionable practices. Let's look at 5 ways to make money from playing video games. One of the most popular ways to make money in video games is the infamous gold farming, which is much more problematic than it would seem. By definition, farming is a process of doing usually mundane and repetitive tasks to get enough of certain objects and/or in-game currency for either personal use or to sell online via eBay or any other site that offers online auctions. The idea is quite simple if you look at it. You invest your time, put up some gold or items for sale, then the people buy how much they need, give you money, and you never see each other ever again. However, this process of buying advantage over others got much more complicated as time passed. At first, the scale was much smaller. People usually sold the amount of currency greater than the one they needed, or items that were just useless to them, but as commercial MMOs got more traction in the early 2000s, the situation got much more alarming, the demand grew, and so did the profitability of this new quote-unquote business. Nowadays, we're talking about a market worth billions of dollars, dominated mostly by the Chinese. What's interesting, China itself became a home to many so-called farms, places with tens of PCs with professional paid-by-the-hour gold farmers, or in some cases even bots programmed only to farm. As early as 2005, the New York Times estimated that in China alone around 100,000 farmers a year work in makeshift gold farms. In 2009, that number grew even more to an estimated 1 million. Surprisingly, gold farming had a positive impact on China's economy, even though the practice has been since put under some restrictions by law. You can buy gold or items, but you can't use the in-game currency to buy real objects. Nevertheless, the dubious practice is, and will be for a time to come, popular in China, and it's not something to be proud of. First of all, the phenomenon has a negative impact on the inflation of the game's economy, and secondly, it floods the servers with thousands of bots and spammers. Unsurprisingly, many terms and conditions nowadays for online games outright prohibit such practices, no matter whether they are allowed by national law or not. Another popular form of making money of online games is selling entire accounts or item sets. However, in comparison to gold farming, we're talking here about a much smaller scale of the phenomenon and rather rare occasions. The process of leveling up a character and collecting the best gear takes a lot of time, and an account is usually being sold when the owner is done with the game for good. Because of that, the best accounts can cost you a fortune, ranging from a mere few $100s to even thousands, like this one right here, an impressive account 10 years into making that will cost you only $2,900. Certain sets, pets, mounts, skins and other items may cost you some additional cash, but combined, they make up a rather costly purchase. In this case, however, there's no room for mass production, like in the case of gold farming, because you don't encounter accounts like this every day due to how hard it is to make such a product, and that some items can be quite unique and hard to get a second time. Another common practice, next to farming that is the so-called power leveling, which is in itself more of a service rather than an object we pay for. By definition, power leveling is the fastest method to get to a certain level in various ways, like grinding in the best spots, or with a thought-out plan of doing the most profitable quests or actions to get the biggest amount of experience in the shortest time period possible. The process remains legal only if we do it for ourselves. Sadly though, that's rarely the case. Once you type in power leveling on eBay, you will see dozens of offers for specific games, ranging from a few bucks for a level in Elder Scrolls Online, around $50 for Light in Destiny, which by the way is surprisingly one of the most common games in such auctions, to Diablo 3, Hearthstone or even World of Warcraft offers, in which for a couple $100 you can get your character leveled up from level 1 to level 100. Apart from that, some of the best offers inform us that the leveling will be done manually, but as many people rely on such offers, it is quite possible that the auctioneer will simply put a bot on our account, which increases the risk of being banned. Similar to power leveling, boosting is closely tied to competitive games and involves leveling up in rankings. Normally, ranking up requires great skill, patience, and perseverance, but we also have an option to pay someone to do it for us. Some of you probably remember how hard it is to get to silver in League and have spent more time in bronze than you should have. In most cases, getting to silver boils down to doing absolutely everything for the rest of the team, which is quite annoying and made some contemplating getting a boost at some point. People buy boosts for the sake of their ego, or simply to get to a different division in hopes of encountering players with a higher skill level and a better understanding of the cooperative nature of the game. Prices of boosts may vary, but for example, leaving the bronze mentioned earlier can cost you around $60. Similar practices can be seen in Overwatch and Counter-Strike, which speaks volumes about their respective communities. Some people boost only to get away from the toxic and/or annoying players. We couldn't forget about Steam in all of this. Here, the rules are pretty simple. A significant amount of games on the platform allow us to store the items we get and later sell them on the community market, where some items, depending on the rarity and current trends, can even cost you a couple $100, like's the case with CSGO, Team Fortress 2, and lately PUBG. Like for example this lovely pink skirt that will change your life forever for only $186. We can also sell and/or purchase Steam trading cards we randomly get in the games we play. Usually we can only get the half of all the cards in the game as to encourage exchanges amongst the players. Unsurprisingly, the community found a way to effortlessly get cards thanks to additional programs that simulate launching the game, and as we get them at random, we only have to wait until the cards keep coming in. However, are they really profitable if the money you get remains in your Steam wallet? Well, if you're a voracious Steam user who often indulges in sales and discounts, you don't have to look far for an answer. If you would spend that money anyway in the Steam store, selling cards sounds like a good option. However, while it's not so easy to make real money from Steam's trading cards, it is possible. You would need to resort to an additional website that specializes in such stuff. Still, it seems as recently big platforms are getting more eager to give money to their users, as if to keep them more engaged. Blizzard, for example, recently allowed to make money on Battle.net, and Sony is currently testing out a similar idea on the American PlayStation Network, where getting trophies grants you points that can be exchanged for money, which, unsurprisingly, remains on the platform, but can be at least used to cut costs on your next digital purchase. However, as previous examples have shown us, gamers will always find a way, and it's only a matter of time before PS trophies will be used in some auction or scheme. Apart from those, there are also several other ways to make money with video games, like for example becoming a popular streamer or a world-class pro esport player that makes thousands of dollars every year. However, in this video I wanted to show you guys the most common methods that some of you probably encountered one way or the other. Although, treat this video more like an educational video rather than a guide to how to make a fortune. Some of those methods not only impact the games and the community in negative ways, but can also get you banned or involved in something illegal. And that's it folks. Leave a like or a sub if you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.